Thank you, Skunk, and just an example of what you do get if you're good, right there, Donna Dixon, born in Alexandria, Virginia. Daughter of a Korean War veteran, captured at Incheon and escaped, and went on to run all of the officers' clubs at Fort Belvoir, and was the guy who ran all the NCO clubs for Fort Belvoir, and also in Fulda, Germany, and the proprietor of a great gut bucket bar called Hillbilly Heaven right on Highway 1, so that's it. She married her father. Well, good evening, Madam Chairman, Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. You are all intelligent people in the intelligence profession, the intelligentsia of intelligencers. So surely you must be asking, why am I up here? Well, at the invitation of Fran and Tennant, Mr. Tennant, and also Skunk and Charlie, I'm here. But firstly, I am proud to be a member of an intelligence professionals family. A family member's daughter holds an executive level position at one of the component organizations in your community. At age 34, she has, as have many of you, participated at the front line in entirely worthwhile and hazardous initiatives in defense of her country. These are tasks of which I cannot and will not speak because, of course, she wouldn't tell me. She has a husband and 3 children who were not even made aware of her experiences during the 5 days she spent in the wetlands of Camp Peary being interrogated by the East German Stasi. Her family was also spared the story of her first Osprey flight and where it took place. She also has had to suppress the anguish of losing close colleagues and make it seem as if everything were all right for the home's sake. Her family knows what she does for a career, and in the face of all the absences, hazards, and compartmentalizations, they would not have her doing anything else. So I am here to personally express my gratitude to her family for their sacrifices, and my support for her choice of life mission, and to tell you she loves her job and cannot see herself doing any other kind of work. Secondly, in my acting career, I once had the honor of playing a slightly unscrupulous cryptographer with Chevy Chase in the John Landis-directed film entitled Spies Like Us, along with my wife, Donna. My impression that this movie had some resonance in your community was confirmed several years ago when I was researching a possible television series about life in the Central Intelligence Agency. My tour there was, as you can imagine, unforgettable and enlightening. At one point, someone in the East Asia section invited me to view a map which they had projected on their wall-sized screen. The area they selected to enlarge was the Dushanbe Road, on which our film characters traveled in their mission to launch an ICBM against the US as a test of the Star Wars defense system. Well, today, if we were writing that script, that Russian missile would unquestionably get melted by the brave crews of our spectacular new 747 airborne laser platforms. So as a public person, I am here to say to all who must live and work privately and secretly, congratulations on all your recent achievements, which have resulted in no domestic terrorist incidents since 9/11. You would know better than me. Of course, you'd know better than me if there were any close calls. The apprehensions of the Brooklyn cell, the Erie County cell, and working with the RCMP in CSIS, the Mississauga, Ontario cell, as well as such magnificent successes as Zarqawi, and eventually Shahzad. Others are indisputable examples of cases where you are all provided with the proper resources, if you are provided with the proper resources, and if you are left alone to do what you do best. The efforts you expend work, and we know it. We recognize and are grateful for your skills, loyalty, labor, passion, and commitment. And I'd like to do a brief reading now from Edgar Allan Poe. It's an adaptation dedicated to Charlie Allen with apologies to Vincent Price. Lo, 'tis a gala night in the Hindu Kush, within the lonesome latter years. An angel throng, bewinged, bedight in veils and drowned in tears, sit in a theater to see a play of hopes and fears, while the orchestra breathes fitfully the music of the spheres. Mimes in the form of God on high mutter and mumble low, and hither and thither fly mere puppets they who come and go, at bidding of vast formless things that shift the scenery to and fro, flapping from out their condor wings invisible woe. That motley drama, oh, be sure it shall not be forgot, with its phantom chased forevermore by a crowd that sees it not, through a circle that ever returneth into the selfsame spot, and much of madness and more of sin and horror the soul of the plot. But see, amid the mimic rout, a soaring shape intrude, a porcelain white thing that watches. That scenic solitude it watches with mortal pangs, the mimes become its food, and seraphs sob at vermin fangs in human gore imbued. Out! Out are the lights, out all, and over each quivering form the curtain of funeral pall comes down with the rush of a storm, while the angels, all pallid and wan, uprising, unveiling, affirm that the play is the tragedy, man, and its hero, the predator drone.